we have a today topic, the life of the Roma man and woman in a traditional Eastern Slovak community. We will speak today about the traditions and the customs. I decided like to devote ourselves with at least at the two meetings because this is really something like the practical and we can see it in everyday life. Um, uh, if you are in touch with Roma, and it is also something which can enable you to understand like different culture. As I am always mentioning that it is also important to have like to take into the consideration that these are like the traditions of Eastern Slovak Roma. I am going also to speak about the traditions of Eastern Slovak Roma, and it is also very hard for me, even though I am Roma, like to speak about the traditions of Eastern Slovak Roma because it's very different. You have each family different. We have some like we have like some we have like some historical background, but big difference is for example, how the some family is assimilated or integrated to the society, uh, which like the customs they are having, they are keeping. So all I am going to tell you today, you cannot apply for each family, but it is like something like the canon. I will share with you like what was like the considered like the traditional uh, uh, um, uh, among the amount like the customs or the traditions uh, which were like the considered like Roma universal like the traditions, and they can uh, be in some families a bit different, or they are not at all uh, or they are not followed at all. So this is like the beginning, which I I really I I want to say because it's not easy for me like to speak. This is like Eastern Slovak and this is all because this is like this is this and the but yeah. So we can go on. I think that if you start to speak, if you start to speak about the Roma traditions or Roma culture, you have to understand who Roma are. That Roma are living in all over the Europe, for example, and you can see that there are like several groups which are formed in some region. They have some own historical background, and it are mostly communities are mostly based in the families or in the larger families. And here you can see that uh, you need, or if you are among Roma, you should know this, like these words, which are very important. There's Romipen, the Pachiv, and Lach. Romipen means Romaniness or Romahut. It's like something that every Roma knows how to behave, how to be like Roma in the community. It's like unwritten law. You should know what is like the what is the way how Roma do, how Roma act, how Roma behave. So this is like the Rami band. Sometimes it might be uh, exploited or uh, or uh, or misused. If you have some own tradition and you don't agree with somebody else, you can say this is not Rami band. It's like a big issue and question among the Roma. And also Pachiv. The Pachiv is like honest, respect. This is like the positive, uh, uh, the feature which you can have, and you should behave in the way of the Pachiv, or you are giving the somebody Pachiv. Pachi. I am giving you honest. I am respecting you. So this is like something that like the Pachi should be given like to older people. So for example, I don't know, uh, if somebody comes like or if I am somewhere outside and I'm sitting on a chair and older person has no chair, I'm obliged according to the Pachi. I am obliged. I have to offer him my place or her. So this also uh, but we will speak about this. Uh, just keep in your mind like this word enlarge is shame. It's like the punishment, which is which is uh, uh, like the reverse of the passive. Uh, like like the shame is not only on the individual, but it is also punishment for the family. I decided like to share you the traditions on example of a person. Let's have some imaginary child or two children, a boy and a girl, and how they are growing up. I will share with you uh, what they are going to, what they are going what they are going what they are going through their life. So as I was saying that each Roma you have to say where are you the from the which Roma group, and after this you are asking which family, and you have to say the family and fighter. The fighter is like I am writing here. The fighter paloda, the fighter paloda. It means the family from my the father side and family from my the mother side. And the word familia mean the family like me, my parents, but it's not like a nuclear family. Roma community, we don't know what means nuclear family because it's all the because family in Roma family means me, my mother, my father, grandma, grandpa, my cousins, uncle, aunt. This is family, only us. But like the fighter is already like the brothers and sisters of my father and his cousins. Uh, the dichotomization of of the perception of the family. But and also it's very important to tell that those children they are growing up in the like in the big family. So all their friends are their cousins, uh, and mostly they are like all their lives are in the family. But now I have to go back. Let's imagine how the child is born. It's very the four communities always. You know, I realize that Roma family is very or in all in the most of Roma families is very dominant the patriarchate. So it's when the child is born, it is like as a first, like a boy. It is it is for each family like so much important, and because he will continue, he will take the name like to go on. But of course, that the girl is also loved. But there is also like the different like the position. I will speak about also about the role of girl and boy and woman and male. But when you have a child, you are going to give him a name, and Roma recognizing Romanov and Averno. Romanov means Roma name, and Averno is another name. I mean it like this: that in front of the community, you have some nickname. It can be some feature. It can be if you are tall, if you are if if you are like uh, if, if you are fat or if you are darker or like the whatever the name. And this and after this is like uh Averna. It is like the another name official name, because as you heard in the uh, i- in the last weeks, how I was telling you about the history. Uh, it was all the time like mostly like the persecution of the families of Roma people. So Roma people needed to needed to needed needed need, needed to make like the safety like the for their children. So for example, during the World War, like half of the girls in one settlement who uh, their name was Elena or another name was Aranka, and in the settlement were only the two like the two or three like the surnames. And when authorities, like the state authorities, which were persecuting Roma, they couldn't understand who was whom, and they were confused. But it was like just a tactic, how to save their children or also the people. So among the Roma is really like different. If you are asking somebody what's your name, it is the Sartud Vicinas, which means how do you call yourself, and here is the Sartut Piscinas, which means how do you write yourself? How do you call yourself in the community? And how do you write yourself officially in the documents on your ID? So this is like the difference. And also one another the reason why the child has like a different name when the child is born, family is not calling him like on his name, because in the past Rama were believing that there are some the impure powers and the ghost, and they could take like the child, like some spirits or some the revenants or something like this. So uh, they were confusing like this impure ghost and the spirits in order to make safety for the child. Here I am getting to the next the point. Indralori. Indralori is string which has thought to be in red color, and we Roma we are tying it like to the child on the wrist in order to like make him safe, because when are coming the many people like to look at him, we believe that the child is getting like the bewitched, when the people are looking. And unfortunately the western the medicine, they don't know how to heal it. So this is something which now only the Roma to heal, that we are it's like the magic. It sounds like the magic ritual, but it really works. Uh, you can be the bewitched like a child, but also like adult person. So the many people are giving like to the children like the right string, or if you are going just like the somewhere to unknown people, and you have no string, you are uh, you are wearing one of your socks like the vice versa, because it is believed that it can help you not to become like the bewitched like the by somebody. So this is like indralori, and the child is having indralori uh, until the time when the child is baptized. that because it is believed that when the child is baptized, it is already under the protection of the God. And uh, 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 do you know? I don't know how to how to say in your languages, but for example, in Czech language, it's called like the Polednica, or Roma are calling her like the Gulidai, which means like the like this like a like a s- sweet mother,
Mm.
which is taking the children
Yeah.
which aren't born. I have seen like this like the restaurant in India
Mm.
when it are doing like the Doma community, which are considered like the ancestors of today Roma. So they are also having it. But it's very interesting, and I thank you that you are mentioning it. That maybe it's some like the mutual inspiration,
Mm.
because the Roma have lived for several centuries in Central Europe, and the interaction between people were, because we know that the Roma women were very popular with the healing,
Yeah.
with the collecting of the flowers or healing flowers, and
Mm.
also the witchcraft, because if some like the girl loved like like some guy. She knew she knew how to bewitch him, so that he could fall in love with her. But we will speak about this also later. Uh, I just wanted to explain this. Uh, that you can be sometimes surprised when you will see a child having the red string, which means that the child hasn't been yet baptized, and it is like the protection. And also, I in I just want to say that uh, it's very interesting. For example, I was working with Roma children in the Czech Republic and in the Slovak Republic, either from the social exclusion localities or from Roma settlements. And it was very interesting when we had because I was cooperating with the choir of Roma children, and we and when were they going to the like to give a concert, uh, they were staying in a hotel overnight with us, and the children, they really didn't want to be alone on the bed, like one person in the one bed, because in the past, Roma people were having a lot of children. So like 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 for example, we at home, we are four children. My grandma had the six children, but the great grandma had 14 children. So it's like reducing. But in the past, her mother having a lot of children, and it wasn't enough space. So the children up to now are used to sleep like more people, like more children in one bed, that they are like, I am sleeping, the like the vice versa, uh, uh, vertically with my brother, that that we are sleeping on the each part of the like with our heads, if you understand me. I don't know how to explain it. Pardon, I don't know how to explain it in the English. uh, 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 pardon, uh, about this, I I am writing it here like the soul telopindra, which means like in the translation, like to sleep under the legs or under the foot, and you are you are sleeping like this, in one. And this is also a reflection of the privacy. It's very hard for me when I have to translate in Roman language my own or my privacy, Roma language it doesn't know. It is it is all of us, of all of our family. So this is also like something which Roma are very different, that we are like more like the collective, the community, so it's very I remember, for example, when I was leaving for university, or to study to Prague, 100 kilometers. So all my family, they were considering me that I'm suffering, I'm alone in Prague, while they are staying at home, and that because in Roma community, like the poor person is the only who is alone, who has no family, so but it is also some like historical, like the consequence, because if there was some like the persecution, you had the power only if you were in some family, so it had also some own function. So this is like the something like like uh, like the privacy. And here you already can see, when the children are little, how they are taught i- in the family. For example, in non-Roma families, in the or in the Western, like the world, like the children are taught how to say the fairy tales, how to say like the poems, or how to say like these things, how to draw. But in the Roma community, children, like for example, uh, they are taught like uh, how to share something. That if you have some like biscuit or some cookie, so the parents are testing him, like the child, if he's able to share. And if he's not able to share, all all the family is making, oh, you are not good child, you are very bad, so you- and also here is also that Roma children in the Roma families, they see everything. It's not like there's something hidden. For example, in non-Roma families, uh, like the conflicts or arguments are uh, are mostly hidden. But in the Roma family, all conflicts, everything, if somebody dies, is open, and the children are and the children are like uh, are watching it. So like Roma children are uh, in this way like more understandable, or or they are or they are able to understand more like these emotions, and like what's going on in the family. So this is like the something which also make this uh, uh, like them some experience from the family. And after, when they are coming to the school or to the kindergarten, there you can see like the conflict, because when they are coming from the Roma family to the non-Roma environment, it's just totally different. But for example, in our like the first conflict is, for example, uh, uh, like most of the families of Eastern Slovak Roma people, we we don't say thank you. We don't say thank you like for the food or for something, because uh, or 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 like this. If I'm at home and I'm going to my mom, to my parents, so I'm not uh, when she's cooking, I am not so saying her thank you, because it is something which is not the natural, in Roma community. But I just want you to make, like, to understand that uh, it doesn't mean that we don't appreciate or we don't do something, but it is something like in our community, in our communities and family, it is like a norm. When I'm coming to you, you are giving to me. When you will come to me, I will give to you. So for example, that uh, it's very uh, like uh, like the children when they are growing up. The I mentioned they are obliged like to share what they have with other people at home. And now we are coming to the kindergarten, and this was, for example, like my conflict. that I came to this like I came to the kindergarten, and I had a biscuit and I was sharing with the children, and they didn't share with me, and I was saying, what's happening here? Why they are so mean? Why they don't share with me? So uh, uh, like the situations are happening sometimes, or also is happening this that like with the thanking. Yes, we are thanking. For example, if somebody is doing for us, but you cannot thank for the food and water. This is big faux pas in Roma community. If I am going like to visit the some Roma family, which is not my family, and I am coming there like to visit them first time. For example, if I'm going to if I'm going to visit like some family in Slovakia of my friend, I will not say I thank you for the food, but I will say you are so like the food was so amazing, and I had the so nice time with you. When you will have like the way around my time, make sure to come and feel free like to come to me whenever. My door is open for you. It also is like some traditions are also reflecting the persecution of Roma, like the historical experience, and I, I I will show you in the few uh, s- like the slides. For example, when you have the punishment of excommunication in some communities or like this, but here is also I want to say you can say the chavoro and chavo, chayori and chai. Chavoro and chayori is little boy and little girl. They are children who can do everything and they are loved in the family. They have freedom and they are getting everything. When you are chavo, you are already like the bigger boy who has to listen, who is attending school, and who has to obey the parents. And the child is like also like when the girl is small or is a little, she can go wherever, she can speak with everyone. But when she is growing older, like when she is like the 14, 15, she already is becoming shy, like a girl. And there is very big change in the life of the girls. It is really, it is really, uh, yes, we are getting like to the maturing. And I want to speak here about a bit about the girl because I don't know, for example, like you have like the moment when the girl is becoming the woman, when has like a first the menstruation. For example, it is like the such like the tradition which can be perceived in the UK like a crime or attack on child. Uh, in Czechia and in Slovakia, like the mothers are slapping their girls in face. It is like it is like a welcome in, into the life of the woman, and when she's getting uh, slap the face, uh, uh, she is she has a red face, and it means that you wish her like to stay the beautiful and healthy. As I was saying that uh, the like the change, like the position of the and when the girl is like the becoming like the woman, when she is having like this her face slapped from her mom or from her grandma, or because these things are things which are known only among the Roma women. This is in Roman community a huge taboo. we, we do not speak about this. So the boys also, uh, according to the family, in Roma family, according to the like the traditional Romanipe, which we know, or Romipen, the which we know in Czechoslovakia, it is also concerning the topic of chastity. So, for example, I was really shocked when I was having my Czech friends, and when I was like visiting their flats, and for example, their mother was only in t-shirt or 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 like or her father or the father, he was having only underwear. So this is for Roma very strange situation, very awkward and very shameful. We don't know how to behave in this. For example, I never saw my parents when they are changing clothes, or I never saw my sister. Or this is like the taboo, and also like the sexuality. This is like something, of course, that people are making jokes in their generations, and they are uh, like when you are having arguments, you are using many like the many the many the many like the vulgar verbs, but like to speak about the sex, or to kiss, like for example in the Western world is normal, that you like husband coming to home and you are kissing your wife. It's in Roma community taboo. You cannot do it because everyone know that she is his wife and he is her husband. But you cannot like the kiss, for example, like, okay, the exception is wedding, but still, the some parents or some mothers are hiding eyes, but this is really which is in the Roma community, and children who know it, and when they are visiting it, they are making fun of this because they know that it is like faux pas, So these issues in the yes, and Coach has also a very good question because this is question of the ritual the purity. So we will get to this, but I can see that, okay, I will maybe also mention this, that the engagement, how it is now. The Czech and Slovak Roma or Eastern Slovak Roma, which are from Czechia and Slovakia, also living in the UK, they can make like like the marriages and find their partners according themselves. But in the past, it really was like this, that like the parents or grandpa or grandma, like they were agreeing, like the parents of the children, and the children had to live together. But in our Roma group, uh, this started generation of my grandma and grandpa, like people which were born in 1950s, 40s. Uh, are they were fighting that, like, for this, So for example, when you really uh, you really love somebody, and it was a migration to the Czech lands. If your family and her family, uh, uh, they didn't want so that the young people that could be together, they were escaping to the Republic, like to the Czechia, and they had there some uncle or aunt, and she was offering them a shelter. And after they were coming back, and the family was saying, okay, you can be together. In Eastern Slovak Roma, we are having uh, like they are having children when they are, unfortunately, when they are 15 or 16 years. But of course, that you could see some of the communities, like in some part of the world, that children uh, or a girl was like she was like the married. You have to understand that it wasn't like the marriage. It could be like the marriage, that when the children, like when the parents are agreeing that these children will live together, and they are celebrating this, but they are not living together like the physically. It is when they are older, bigger. When they are like 15, 16, 17. This is already considered like the age of the maturity among the Roma. So yes, yes, and yes, house accepting the marrying outside of Roma community. It also depends. For example, because we have also outside in front of Roma communities. You know, for example, in Poland, you have. Do you know where is like the Czarnagora, and in the south on the border of Slovakia speech there are our Roma, which are calling themselves the Bergitka Roma, like Roma of the mountains, because there are mountains. And in the rest of Poland, you have the Russian Roma, because the like when there was like the time of Russian Empire, like the big part of Poland was also part of Russian Empire. So they are Russian Roma, and they are Vlach Roma. So uh, it's not usual that uh, 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 like Eastern Slovak Roma and Vlach Roma are living together, or Sinto and Eastern Slovak. It's very big rarity up to now, because these groups are endogenous. So they are marrying in front of the group. Of course, that we are not marrying like our direct the cousins, or like this, but like that, like for example, the Second World War, it broke, because for example you couldn't even marry like the cousin, the from the second or the third generations, like before the Second World War. This was a huge taboo, and like and like big sin in the community. But during the Second World War, when people were persecuted, hiding in, in, like in the forest, and they couldn't like travel. Just so that it happened that uh, like people were pressed, pushed, like uh, like to marry, for example, like the children of the cousins. So for example, if I have a cousin, so this started, but this was also, this in the beginning was like the considered like like a bad thing, but and after this later it became like normal, but still. And if Malgorzata is asking the marrying from outside, like marrying the non-Roma people. So for example, I think some Roma parents are not glad for this, because they are saying that the like the son or a girl, they will not be accepted by non-Roma family, and they will have the lowest position. And this is like unfortunately like this is like happening that uh, yes, there are some Roma people who marry non-Roma people, but they had to leave their family, and also uh, and to get rid of the Roma, the culture, or they were also like the opposite cases, when the non-Roma man or woman, she was chased away not from his family, like his parents weren't interested in the children, and these people normally were becoming like Roma. They learned how to speak Romanian, everything. So it also depends, but I think that now it is a bit better, and the situation is going better. But of course, that it is uh, 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 now I can see that there are like more like the successful mixed like the marriages. Like the truth is, for example, when we have Roma in the Vlach community and in our community of Eastern Slovak Roma, it was also necessary that the wife or the bride should be virgin. because if she wasn't a virgin, uh, it was like big faux pas and it wasn't considered a good bride. In some of the Vlag group or in some other Roma groups in Europe, this tradition is still kept. So, for example, in Ukraine, in the Balkans, in Spain, when, for example, when like they have like the first night, he has to show the sheet that there is like the sign of a blood, because if you have not it, it's like a shame for family. So this uh, uh, the bad we were speaking about is that because this is like the position of the Roma woman.